Hey guys, how's it going? This is Teddy Mag here from Stackz Gaming. Welcome to One Piece Mondays. Today I will be profiling a... Wait, what's that? Smoker. Oh, wrong leader. The real leader. Alternate art smoker. Sorry, just had to show that off. Yeah, but we were profiling Black Smoker from OPO 2. So Smoker is a 5k black leader. So black is a new color we got in OPO2. His effect is Dawn X1, active main. Once per turn, I could give up to one of my opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. Then if there's a character with a cost of 0, this leader gains 1000 power this turn. So he boosts himself as well as by reducing the cost of something on the field. And what we mean by the cost is, example, this. So this is the cost. If we manage to reduce the cost of something to 0, it'll give Smoker plus 1000 power. And yeah, this is the mono black Smoker deck from OPO2, and it is mostly navy. Yeah, mostly navy based. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with 4 of our 1-drop. Even though it has 0, it's a 2k counter, but also on play, give up to one of your opponent's character -2 cost during this turn. So even though this is a 1-drop, you kind of want to play it later in the game, maybe even if you're going second, mostly because it will give something -2 cost, and also with the effect of Smoker, if something is with 0 cost on the board after reduction, it does get a power boost. So we do play 4 of the Zuru. Then we are playing 2 of the 2-drop Sengoku. He's 2 for 3k, but also he has a counter of 2000, which is also good, big counter numbers. And Dawn X1, when attacking, give up to one of my opponent's character -2 cost during this turn. So if I attack with him, like if I just give him 1 Dawn and I attack with him, I could give one of my opponent's character a -2 cost, which will help reduce. Again, at the same time, also help boost our Smoker leader's effect. And then also we are playing, for the 2-drops, we're playing two of the 2k 1 counter blocker Don Quixote Resonate. Nothing else to say, but he is a blocker, so it helps out with the deck. And then we are also playing 4 of the 2 for 3k with a 2k counter Monkey D. Garp. He has Dawn X2 when attacking, KO up to one of my opponent's character with a cost of 0. So he helps clear the board. You want to hold him back to attack after Smoker, also because once you boost him up by 2, you activate his ability and then you can pop something on the board. You also run 3 of the Tashigis. She's a 4k 2k counter, and her ability is active main. I can rest this character, give up to one of my opponent characters a -2 cost during this turn. So again, it's cost reduction to help bump up Smoker, as well as bump up his ability, which will help you hit harder, and even with Monkey D. Garp, you can start clearing the board. To help out the deck a little bit more, we are playing Kobe. He's a 3-drop for 4k. He only has a 1k counter, but on play, I may trash a card from my hand, KO up to one of my opponent's character with a cost of 3 or less. And with so much reduction, this helps out because if you manage to get something on the board to 3 or less, I can trash a card and KO something on their board. Now, we are also playing 4 of the 3-drop 4k Smoker. He does have a 1000 counter, but also the best thing about this Smoker in particular is this character cannot be KO'd by effects. So any effects that say KO character will not KO this Smoker. Also, when attacking, if there is a character with a cost of 0, this character gets plus 2000 during battle. So again, if you manage to reduce something to 0, not only will your leader Smoker get an ability, but so will this Smoker. And then we are also playing 4 of the 4-drop Borsalino. He is a 5k. He does have a 1000 counter, but also he is a blocker. And he does have an ability during your opponent's turn. This character gets plus 1000 power and cannot be KO'd by effects. The same thing as Smoker, cannot be KO'd by something that says something that will KO my creature. And he is a blocker. Plus he will gain 1000, so he would be a 6k blocker. Then to continue on with the 4-drops, we are playing 4-drop Kuzan. He is a 5k, but on play I draw a card, so it'll help thin the deck out a little bit, search out. And when attacking, I could give up to one of my opponent's character -4 cost during this turn. So as soon as I'm attacking and I enter combat, he would give something -4 cost, which will then also help out my Smoker Leader and some of my other characters. I am only playing one of the 5-drop Smoker. He does come from the structure deck. He doesn't have a counter along with Kuzan, as you can see. But again, he cannot be KO'd by effects. So a lot of these the Navy Admirals cannot be killed by effects. Borsalino's one, and Smoker's the other. And then he does have the ability of Don X1. If there is a character with a cost of 0, this character gains double attack. So that would mean it deals 2 damage if it manages to hit through. And with the cost reduction of the deck manages to do, it does help out with being able to manage and hit hard for those attacks. Something a little bit off tech, but I am running 2 Hinas. She is a 5k for 6. She does have a 1000 counter, thankfully, and she is a blocker as well. That's why I like her. Also, she does have an ability that on block, select up to one of your opponent's character with a cost of 6 or less. The selected character cannot attack during this turn. So with all the reduction costs, if you manage to reduce something to 6 or less, you can make that creature not be able to attack this turn. And then we are getting to the big daddies, basically. We are playing 4 of the 6-drop Sakazuki. He's a 6 for 7k. He has a no counter, but on play, I may trash a card from my hand, KO up to one of my opponent's character with a cost of 5 or less. So as long as something is 5 or less, or I manage to drop something big down to 5 or less, as soon as I play him, I just trash something from my hand, and my KO the opponent's character. So he's a big beater. He comes down, knocks something out, and then next turn just swing big. I mean, he is 7k too. And then basically the big MVP, the big guy that helps finish out games easily is your 10-drop Kuzans. I'm only playing 3. 1, they're hard to find, and 2, I think 3 is good. If you manage to get them down to the board, it's basically game. Biggest reason why is because on your turn, give all of your opponent's character a -5 cost. Immediately. It states on your turn. As soon as it's your turn, everything immediately becomes a -5k. -5 cost. So then on play, KO up to one of my opponent's characters with a cost of 0. So if I manage to get something down to 0, I can KO it. But even then, as soon as it goes back to your turn, it'll immediately give something -5 cost, which will immensely help you because it'll drop everything down. And if you have 2 of them up, anything that's a 10-drop will immediately become 0. So then anything can be KO'd, and of course your Smoker Leader will trigger, as well as some of the other cards you just saw. We are playing only 6 events in the deck. Also, I cannot express how important this card is. Again, we are playing 6 events in the deck. We do have the 2-drop Meteor Volcano. So main, KO up to one of your opponent's character with a cost of 1 or less. And then it also does have a trigger ability, thankfully. And when you draw it from life, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. So it helps you cycle if you get it from life, if you want to cycle that way, or if you really want the ability of your main phase, then you could get to KO something. And then most importantly, I am also running 3 of the 2-drop Shockwaves. The biggest reason why is because it is a counter, and up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle, then KO up to one of your opponent's active characters with a cost of 3 or less. So it helps out because with everything being negged down in cost, as soon as are able to counter something and give one of your characters or leaders plus 4,000 power during battle, you could KO something that one of your opponent's active characters. So it'll help take out any potential threats coming your way. It also does have the trigger ability of KO up to one of your opponent's character with a cost of 4 or less. So you don't get the plus 4,000 power, but you do get to KO something even of 4 or less, so one cost higher. But guys, that is my Smoker deck profile. I have tested it. It is pretty good, pretty strong. It does see some results, especially in tournament play. I will hopefully soon will be able to test it out in a tournament, and I will come back at you guys with the results.